bags were horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and to bring the end of our college theme week, I decided to bring you the anthology After Midnight, directed by Jim and Ken Wheat, from the late 80s, 1989 I think. Well, it starts off in college on the premises. We have a new psychology teacher, and he wants to teach about the psychology of fear. So he has his first class. He's got like all these just normal students. He's got this typical jock who thinks he's super hard, and everyone's a bit of a jock and bully sort of thing. And he has some rather unusual methods, the professor, and proceeds to basically put a gun to the guy's head and pull the trigger. Nothing happens, just the click of the barrel. But the jock is freaked out and he pees himself, so he kind of just leaves the class. And then to take it one step further, the teacher shoots himself in the head, but it doesn't really do it. It's got all these blood packs on the back of his head. And yeah, he's saying it's like he's just talking about fear, basically. Till you lose control, it's like that's when you don't know what's going to happen. That's when fear is real and when it kicks in. So anyway, of course, this student complains to the dean, and then his methods have to change slightly, the teacher. But he decides to hold a class outside. Not extracurricular, because he can't give them any credit, but he just wants some of the students to come. Basically, they come to his house, and he actively wants them to tell scary stories that are real, kind of. So the first one is like the old dark house kind of thing. It's this couple. It's a couple. The guy is having his birthday, and they're driving past this old spooky house. He has a blowout of his tyre, but they see the lights on. So, excuse me, a long day. About a 200-kilometre drive today in the car. But anyway, so he decides he's not really keen on going in the house, but she's like, oh, come on, there's someone in there. They can surely help us. So they get into the house, but they get separated, and he's seen some really spooky things in there. He goes in his room with skulls and everything, and then he goes downstairs and he sees his girlfriend, and the door shuts. These kind of French doors open again, and it's this like weird kind of guy with these knives. It's like he's sharpening these knives, and freaks him out, sort of thing. He knocks this old like a coat of arms, that this knight over, got a sword and everything. But anyway, like unbeknownst to him, that's his girlfriend. She had a mask on the back of her head and this pulley system to move the arms and that. And it's actually a surprise birthday party. But he's super freaked out by this. He picks up the sword, and then when she goes to open the door again, it's like it's the guy there with a mask. So he starts whacking with a sword, but she turns around with a cake. It's kind of a bit weird. He can't just stop himself swing, but he carries on swing. You realise it's her, but too late, and cuts off her head. That's how he goes. And then we go, it's the night on the town. So basically you just got these girls. They're trying to get into a club, but they can't. That something like downtown LA or something like that, I think it was. And they're trying to find a petrol station because they have no fuel, and they go to this one where it's abandoned, and there's a dodgy guy in there with these killer dogs who's kind of like holds the two girls that go in there looking for a knife into the petrol station that he's like living in. It's like a squat. He holds one to the life point. Another one comes in, knocks him out, and then they try and escape, but he's just crazy nuts, and he's jumping on the car, slashing at it and everything. But there's a car crash and he actually dies, but then the dogs are chasing him. One of the girls gets out, she gets mauled to death, And then the other ones, they get chased by, they get in the car, the dogs chase them, the car runs out of petrol, they go in this like chemical kind of factory sort of thing and kind of corner the dogs in there and kill them in an explosion. It's a bit of an odd one, that. It's like the old dark house kind of like story I kind of get. But the dog one was weird. I didn't really like that one. And anyway, the third one, possibly the best one. They're all kind of quite different. It's kind of strange actually, like directed by like these two brothers, but they're quite different like stories. The last one's the All Night Operator. This one's as Marge Helgenberger, I think. I can never pronounce her name. Anyway, she's just come back to work. She's broken her leg, and they do this. She's an answer phone, basically an answer phone service. I think it's only like maybe kind of rich people that still use that anymore. Like this is the end of the 80s kind of sort of thing. And yeah, her boss is saying she'll be able to let people off because they can't afford to kind of keep this running. So she's working on her own. Yeah, but there's been getting this really freaky phone calls phoning for this one woman who's an actress who like pays for their service. Anyway, she keeps getting a few of these weird calls. This actress, she calls in to see if there's any messages, and it's like, yeah, there's this one guy that keeps phoning up, and she's like, shit, this is my stalker. She's freaking out about it, and of course he phones back straight after. She's like, no, I didn't speak to her, sort of thing. He's like, I know you're lying, you're just like her, you're lying, sort of thing. Anyway, she's a bit freaked out, so she goes to call her again, and he picks up the phone, and he's actually already killed her. And so then he's like gunning for her, sort of thing. So she calls her boss to come out. She's like, what? Are you joking? It's like middle of the night. Anyway, she goes to go to help her. So Marge Helgenberger, she goes, I'm butchering that name. She goes to meet her, and she's in the lift that she's been killed by this guy. I think his name's Richard. So yeah, so she gets freaked out. So she's trying to get back to the office, and inadvertently kills the poor old security guard that's just been trying to help her, sort of thing. And she's kind of freaked out, and she goes to answer the phone. It rings one last time, and then you see he's sat behind her in the office. So that one is kind of cool. It's kind of like, it makes more sense. It's like the first one kind of is pretty, yeah, it fits the anthology. The second one, the dog one is just weird. And yeah, I like this one. And then the wraparound kind of finishes. So telling these stories, but I think something goes like the electricity goes out or something, and he has to go to this Professor Derek, I think he has to go down into the basement, and there's Jock is down there, and he tries to scare him, but it kind of like ties him upside down and puts some circle of flame around him, sort of thing. But he manages to get out, but he kind of flips and like kills him. The professor kills this Jock with an axe, and there's all this, basically the room sets on fire through an explosion. Like there's some supernatural stuff going on, and then we get our final girl. So she's kind of trying to escape. Like all the others got killed in the fire. Like our professor got burnt alive, and now she's this skeleton chasing around with a sword. And so she's trying to escape, and she's running through like all these stories, all these scenes, sort of thing. Yeah, some of the sets from these scenes, it's a bit hokey. And at the end, like he gets to her and shoots her, and she wakes up. It's all a dream. She even mentioned at the start, like the very start of the movie, that she's like had a bad dream about like the kind of this class is kind of freaking her out, sort of thing. Being about fear, she's scared that she's going to get scared. So it's kind of one of those, is all just a dream, sort of thing. And that's kind of like our movie. It's not bad. Like I said, it's like the wraparound is a little cheesy. I like the old Dark House. I kind of like that one. It's kind of like cool how it kind of all comes around, like scaring your partner, sort of thing, for a surprise. Then the dog one, like I said, I just didn't like that one. It just doesn't fit. And then we go on to the All Night Operator. It's like probably the best one. It's got the best acting in that one. It's kind of the kind of the scariest one, I'd say, like how that one's put together. And then yeah, the end of the wraparound. Yeah, it's the kind of it's okay. It's okay. This is a Screen Factory disc, but you can watch it on Tubi, which is actually where I watched it from. I remember I was going to track this down at some point. I've never actually got around to buying this one, but it's not bad. I do enjoy my anthologies, and this is kind of a good one. And obviously, it fits with the theme week that it all starts off like on the college campus sort of thing, and it does like obviously move off from there. But I thought this fit the theme week quite well for the start, anyway. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.